Now let's see third problem. Can two adjacent angles be supplementary? Draw figure. See, he is saying that whether two angles are going to be supplementary or not. If yes, we have to draw the figure. See, what is supplementary angles? The sum of two angles should be equal to 180 degrees. Okay? If the sum of two angles is equal to 180 degrees, then those angles are called as supplementary angles. Here adjacent angles can be supplementary. See here, let's take one example. Here this angle is 90 and this angle is also 90 degrees. Okay, here we have taken two angles, one is 90 degrees and one is 90 degrees. Here sum of two angles 90 plus 90 is equals to 90 plus 90 is 180. So here this sum of two angles is equal to 180 degrees. So these two angles are supplementary angles. And here if you observe, these two angles have one common vertex. See here at this point, this is the common vertex and they have common arm also. See, this is the common arm, this is the common arm. So these two angles have common vertex and common arm. So these two angles are adjacent angles. Okay, here these two angles are adjacent angles and these two angles are supplementary angles also. So here, can two adjacent angles be supplementary? So yes, two adjacent angles can be supplementary. Okay, here two angles are supplementary and these two are adjacent angles. So yes. Okay, here we have to draw the figure. See, not only these two angles, let's take another angle which is, this is 110 degrees and this is 70 degrees. Here these two angles have common vertex and they have a common arm. Okay, these two angles are adjacent angles and sum of angles, see, 70 degrees, 110 plus 70 is 180 degrees. Sum is 180 degrees. So these two angles are supplementary. So we have to draw the figure. So these two are figures. We can draw, see, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. This is one figure. Okay, and we can consider this also. So this is 110 degrees and this is 70 degrees. Okay, these two are the figures. Okay, this is the solution for third problem. Now let's move to the fourth problem. Can two adjacent angles be complementary? Draw figure. He is asking that whether two adjacent angles are going to be complementary. If yes, we have to draw the figure. Okay, see, what is complementary angles? If the sum of two angles is equal to 90 degrees, then those angles are considered as complementary angles. Okay, see here, let's take two angles. One is 45 degrees and the other is 45 degrees. Okay, here two angles have common vertex and common arm. This is the common arm and this is the common vertex. Okay, common vertex and common arm. Okay, so these two angles are adjacent angles. Okay, here we have to check for complementary. See, let's add these two angles. So 45 degrees plus 45 degrees. 45 plus 45 is 90. See here, sum of two angles is 90 degrees. So these are complementary. Here these two angles have common vertex and common arm. So these two angles are adjacent angles. Okay, let's take another example. See here, okay, this is 30 degrees and this is 60 degrees. Here 30 degrees angle and 60 degrees angle. Here these two have common vertex and these two have common arm. So these two angles are adjacent angles. Now for complementary, we have to add the angles. So 60 degrees plus 30 degrees. 60 plus 30 is 90. So 90 degrees. Sum of two angles is equal to 90 degrees. So these two angles are complementary and these two angles are adjacent angles. So can two adjacent angles be complementary? So the answer is yes. Two adjacent angles can be complementary. Okay, here the answer is yes. Here, so we have to draw the figure. So these two are the figures. So this is 45 degrees and this is 45 degrees. Okay, 45 plus 45 is equals to 90. This is also the example. So here 30 degrees and this is 60 degrees. 60 degrees plus 30 degrees is equals to 90 degrees. So these two are the example figures. So this is the solution for fourth problem. Now we move to the last problem of exercise 4. Fifth problem, give 4 examples of adjacent angles in daily life. Here he gave example angles between the spokes at the center of the cycle wheel. See, he is asking that we have to write the 4 examples for adjacent angles which are observed in our daily life. And for better understanding, he gave an example angles between the spokes at the center of the cycle wheel. See, this is the cycle wheel and spokes are connected. See, the angles between the spokes are adjacent angles. He gave this example. We have to write 4 examples referring this. See, if you take a clock, okay, in this we have 1 minute hand, 1 hour hand and 1 second hand. Showing the seconds, 1 is minutes and 1 is hours. See, the angles formed between these are the adjacent angles. See, they have common arm and common vertex. So this is one example. So first one, angles between 3 hands of the clock. Okay, the angles between hands of the clock, which are 3 hands. Okay, this is one example. Now if you take the steering wheel of a car, see here, this is the steering wheel of a car. Okay, it is in this way. Okay, this is the steering wheel of a car. Here one angle is formed and here one angle is formed. Here this is the common vertex and this arm is common. Okay, so these are adjacent angles. So angles formed by steering wheel of a car. Okay, this is the second example. Now third one. See, if you take a ladder, see, ladder will be like this. This is the ladder. And imagine that ladder is leaning towards the wall. See, this is the wall. This is the wall and the ladder is leaning in this way. Okay, this is the ladder. Okay, this is the wall and this is the ladder. Here the angle is formed between the wall and the ladder, here and here. Here ladder is common and point of contact is common, means this is vertex and this is arm of two angles. Okay, so this is also the example. So third one, between the wall and a leaning ladder. Okay, the wall, this is the wall and this is the ladder. Okay, in this way it is leaning towards the wall, and at the point of contact here and here the angles are formed. So this is one example. Okay, now fourth one. See, he asked us 4. We have written 3. Next, last example. See, if you observe a pizza cutting into pieces. Okay, see, this is the pizza. Okay, and this pizza is cutted into pieces, or it is sliced into pieces. See. Okay, in this way the pizza is sliced. Okay, here this is one slice and this is one slice. Here one angle is formed, here one angle is formed. Okay, it is center and one angle and the other angle. This is common. So here also these two angles are adjacent angles. So angles between slices of pizza when they put together. So angles between slices of pizza when they put together. Okay, see, we have written 4 examples in our daily lives where we see adjacent angles. So this is the solution for 5th problem, and with this problem we have completed our exercise 4.